Hello, welcome back to some Strat-O-Matic baseball. Uh, I have been working on a 1961 Cincinnati Reds replay. Started this on January the 7th, and today's February the 11th, and I'm on game number 41 of the year. The Reds find themselves in first place at 22 and 15. In second place are the San Francisco Giants, coming in at 23 and 17, 2 games out of first. The Reds, of course, won the National League in 1961. And as far as I can tell, we've played every team so far in the National League, and it looks like that the San Francisco Giants are the team to beat as far as I can tell. So this is the second game of a doubleheader. The second trip Cincinnati has made into San Francisco. They are 3-3 versus the Giants so far. And they won, this is Tuesday, May the 30th, 1961. The Monday game, we won 3-2 and then lost the first game of this doubleheader 5-4. And so, again, we are 3-3 versus San Francisco. 2 games out of first place, the Giants are. On the mound for the Giants is Juan Marichal. He's leading the National League with a 1.08 ERA, 4-1 record. His opponent will be Jim O'Toole, who is leading the National League with 6 wins, 3 losses, a 3.39 ERA. I think there's like 5 pitchers who have 6 wins, so it should be a good matchup. Again, the Reds started the day 3 games up, but the Giants won game number 1. So I thought this would be a fun game to broadcast, and so we'll get this game started without further ado. So Juan Marichal will take the mound. He will be leading off against Eddie Casco, the Red shortstop. You can see in the upper right-hand corner there, the first line is their real-life stats. The second line is their replay stats in yellow. And then in red, you will see the game stats for today. So, as you can see there, Marichal's 4-1 with a 1.08 ERA. And Eddie Casco, the Red shortstop, is hitting .293, a home run, and 9 RBIs. Candlestick Park, we have a good day for weather-wise, so not much on the singles, but you can see there for lefties, it's an automatic home run if the ballpark check comes up versus righties. We have a 1-12, singles 1-4 for lefties, right-handed hitters 1-7. So here we go. All right, so we got a 2-5 against the righty, and that's a ground ball to second base. Get my screen back up here. So that's a 2-5. Hit out to Amalfitano at second, who's not a great fielder, but he's able to corral that one for 1 out. Don Blasingame playing second base today. He's hitting .271 with 8 RBIs. He actually started the season with the Giants and came over in early May, I believe it was. And then Ed Bailey, the Giant catcher, he was with the Reds and was involved in that trade. We also got Bob Schmidt, catcher, who's played some. So Blasingame, left-handed hitter, will step into the box versus Marichal. Missed the tower, which happens quite often. 5-3, and that's going to be a pitcher X. Marichal is a 3.23, so he is not the finest fielding pitcher of all time. Let's see if he can handle this one, however. So he gets a 2, so that's going to be a single. And we got a 10, and that's going to be an error as well. So a little number back. Marichal fields it, throws it away, and Blasingame finds himself at second base with 1 out. So that's a single. E1. Give Marichal an error. That brings Veda Pinson to the plate. He's hitting .321. 10 home runs, 32 RBIs. Last game, the 4 runs the Reds scored in the 5-4 loss. Pinson had a 2-run home run. And then Frank Robinson, who's leading the National League with 16 home runs, hit a 2-run home run as well. Jim Maloney, who got his second start of the year, was not able to keep the Pirates from scoring 5, however, so they took the loss. So Vada Pinson will step in. He's hitting .321. As we have just mentioned, 10 home runs, 32 RBIs. That's a 5-9, and that's going to be a whiff. So Marichal strikes him out swinging. Vada Pinson chased a curveball in the dirt. And there's 2 away. Blasingame runs at a 15 at second base, so he's got above average speed. Frank Robinson, again leading the National League with 16 home runs and 39 RBIs, is hitting at a .340 clip. This is the first game that we have faced Marichal this year. 1-8, and we need a 1-6 to get a single. Wasn't able to get it as we got a 13. So that will be a line out to Davenport at third to end the inning. No runs, a hit, 1 error, 1 runner left. We played a half an inning. Reds nothing. The Giants coming to bat. You look at my levels here. It looks like the crowd shouldn't be too loud. I like a little bit of ambience. I know some people don't. All right, so Jim O'Toole, he will take the mound for the Reds here in the bottom of the first. Again, he is 6-3 with a .339 ERA. The Reds have a couple pitchers at 6 wins. I know Koufax and Drysdale all have 6 for the Dodgers. So Felipe Alou, playing right field today, will step in first. Right-handed hitters hitting .298, 7 home runs, 31 RBIs for the year. O'Toole, left-handed pitcher, will deliver 6-8 versus a righty, and that's going to be lofted out to center field. Vada Pinson, who is a 1, patrolling out there, will flag it down. 1 away. Joey Amalfitano hitting .279, a couple RBIs. Will step in. He's a right-handed pitcher as well. Looks like except for Bailey, the catcher, everybody is a right-handed hitter in the lineup today. O'Toole is even against lefties and righties. So we got a 2-10 versus a lefty, and that's bounced to shortstop. Costco will play it on a couple of hops and fire across the infield for out number 2. Willie Mays took the first game off, so he should be fresh for the second game. Started out on fire. He's been in a bit of a slump in his last 10 games, batting under 200 in that time span. Hitting .273, 13 home runs and 28 RBIs. 13 home runs is good enough for third in the National League. That's a 6-12, and that's bounced back to the pitcher. We will test O'Toole's defensive prowess. He is a .211. And that's a 2, so that's going to be a single. So he got the roll there. We got a 9 and 11, so thankfully no error. So that'll be an infield single for O'Toole. It bounces off his glove, but not able to field it. So the Giants get their first base runner of the game. O'Toole holds at a -3, and Zimmerman has a -1 arm for a total of -4. So even if Mays gets a lead, he's at 45%. So I doubt that they'll take that chance, but we will see. Orlando Cepeda is second in the National League with a .351 batting average, second in home runs at 14, 37 RBIs. He'll step in the plate against O'Toole. And the Giants are not going to run Mays. That's a 5-6, and that's going to be a single to right. We'll see if the Giants will test Gus Bell's arm out and right. He's a -2. And they're going to, he's got a 1-18 chance. So I think we'll just throw it to second and keep Cepeda at first with 2 outs. Hopefully we can get that third out. So the Giants with back-to-back singles here with 2 out. Brings up Harvey, I think it's Keene, as usual. If I get it wrong, feel free to say so. Keene will step to the plate. Runners on first and third, 2 away. He is a clutch hitter. His 1-7 and 1-12 turned to hits. So that 1-7 is a pretty big deal, but we'll see if O'Toole can get him. He's hitting 260, a home run, and 12 RBIs for the year. That's a 5-7 versus a righty, and he is going to strike out. Strike 3, so he got him looking. So, Giants threaten. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. They leave a couple on. We've played an inning here in San Francisco. No score. Marichal will take the mound for his second inning of work. He starts off with Gus Bell. He's hitting 345, a couple home runs, and 6 RBIs. He's been platooning in right field with Wally Post. He is the better defender of the two. That's a 6-8 versus a lefty. 1-10 for a single. Got a 16, so that's going to be a ground ball to second base. 6-8, 16 on the 20 die. So Malfitano will be able to field this one and throw him out for out number 1 here in the top of the second. That brings up Gordy Coleman. He's hitting 287, 6 home runs, 22 RBIs. He was in a bit of a slump, but he's been kind of getting out of it lately. 1-6, and that is hit deep to right field. Lou will, actually that's to left field, looks like, left center field. Willie Mays will admire that one as Gordy Coleman hits his 7th home run of the year, and the Reds go up 1-0. So Gordy Coleman got all of that one. Mays just admired it as he saw it sail over his head. And that brings up Gene Freese. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Again, if I'm wrong, correct me, because I'd like to know how to pronounce these guys. He's leading the National League with a 381 average, so he is really hot. He's got 13 home runs, 37 RBI as well, so he's having a great year. 2-9 and 1-7 is a double, but that's an 11, so that's going to be one that Mays can get to. 2-9, 11 on the 20-sided die. So Mays will track it down for out number 2. It brings up Jerry Zimmerman, the Red catcher. He had a pretty rough game yesterday, hitting the 2 double plays, had a pass ball. Hoping for better things today. That's a 5-12, so that's a first base X. Cepeda at first is a 3-4, so not wonderful range, but pretty good error prevention. So he gets a 14, so he will get to it. A 10 on the error check, and he will make the play for the 3rd out of the inning. And he flips it on to Marichal, and that'll do it for the Reds in the 2nd. However, Gordy Coleman puts him up 1 with a solo shot, and we go to the bottom of the 2nd. The Reds up by 1. Jim O'Toole will face Ed Bailey. Ed Bailey, again, he was a Cincinnati Red to start the year. He proceeded to hit 2 home runs yesterday off of Maloney back-to-back, so he's got 7 for the year, hitting 264. Getting some revenge on his former teammates as the die knocks the Giants down. Okay, that's a 3-6, and that's hit hard, but right at Gordy Coleman at first. He stabs it for out number 1. Jim Davenport will step in. Giant third baseman's hitting 207, a home run, and 8 RBI. Gets a 5-7, and that's going to be strikeout number 2 for Jim O'Toole. And swing and a miss on a sharp breaking ball. Davenport not able to get it, and that's 2 out here quickly in the 2nd inning. Jose Pagan hitting 227, 15 RBI, no home runs. Will step in, right-handed hitter versus the lefty O'Toole. 5-7, and he proceeds to strike out as well. So the Giants go in order here as Pagan takes one on the corner. Caught him looking for out number 3. 3 strikeouts in 2 innings for O'Toole. We've played 2 here in Candlestick Park, 1-0 Cincinnati Reds. So obviously in 1960, The year before this one, the Pirates won the National League and the World Series over the favored Yankees. So this is the first pennant the Reds won in many years. I think probably 40 was their last one before this, which I'd love for Strat-O-Matic to come out with that season, 39 or 40, but we will see. But anyway, O'Toole steps in. He's a 172 hitter in real life. Left-hand, or actually a switch hitter, oddly enough. So he'll be batting left-handed versus the right-handed Marichal, and that's a 6-3. That's a fly ball to left X. Harvey Keene is a 3-4 out there, so he's not got great range. Let's see if he can get to it. That's a 10, so he does. We got an 11 on the error check and no errors, so good defensive play by Keene out there. I think it's Harvey Keene. One away. That's one of the problems playing seasons before your time, is that you don't know all the players. I know a lot of them, but not all of them. So if I mispronounce the name, again, feel free to jump in and say so. Eddie Casco, he grounded out to lead off the game to second. We'll take his second crack at Marichal. 1-6, and that's going to be a single. So he slaps it in between Davenport and Pagan. He will take his place at first base. Marichal holds at a +3. Bailey has a 0 arm. So Casco, he doesn't get an automatic lead. He's out automatically on a 12. Needs a 5-6 to get a lead. If he does get a lead, he's got a pretty good chance of making it. So let's see if he can take the chance, see if he gets the lead. So he's not able to get the lead, so he won't attempt it. We got one out. Blassingame hit an infield single and proceeded to second on Marichal's throwing error. Let's see what he can do here to move Casco along. It's a 2-8, and that's a ground ball to short. Possible double play here. Pagan will field it, throw to Amalfitano. On to Cepeda, not in time. So that'll be a 6-4 force out at second. Out number 2, and Blassingame reach on the fielder's choice. Again, he's 6-7. He gets a lead. 12, he's automatically out. So let's see if he can get a lead. And he's not able to, so he won't attempt it. Veda Pinson, he struck out in the first. He will step to the plate, left-handed hitter. Blassingame on first is a 15 runner, so above average speed at first. 4-6, and that's going to be a strikeout. That's strikeout number 20 of the year for Veda Pinson as he goes down whiffing on a high, hard one. That was out of the strike zone, but he went fishing for it, came up empty. And that'll do it for the Reds in the third. They do get a hit, leave a runner on. We go to the bottom of third, 1-0 Cincinnati Reds. Juan Marichal will lead off for the Giants here in the home half of the third. I'm using this is a newer set that has come out pretty recent, so they have pitcher hitting cards. So I'm using this just to keep my place, and I'm using the actual pitcher hitting card that's on the computer screen, so sorry you're not able to see that. But Marichal hits 119 in real life, so he'll step in here to the right-handed batter's box. So that's a 4-7, and he proceeds to walk. That's not what you want to do when the pitcher's leading off. So let's see if O'Toole can overcome that error. And Marichal has some speed. He's a 14, and he actually can steal a base. So we'll hold him on. Alou is a C bunter, so we'll do the corners in and see what they try to do here. So Marichal's trying to get a lead, and he is just about picked off, not able to get a lead. So let's see if Alou bunts. Nope, they're going to have him swing away. So that'll be to their advantage with the corners in. That's a 1-3 versus the lefty, and that's a single to right field. See if they test Bell's arm again. And they're going to, Whitey Lockman, the third base coach, is going to hold Marischal up at second. So the Giants get the first 2 runners on here in the third. They got good speed on the bases. Marischal at 14. Felipe Alou at 16. That'll bring Amalfitano to the plate. And he is a C bunter. I probably would bunt here, but I'm going to say they're not going to. So we're going to put the infield back. And Amalfitano grounded out to short in his first at bat, and they're going to let him hit away. So let's see how that works out for him. 5-8, and that's going to be lofted out to left field. Frank Robinson will get to it with no problem, and there's one away. So big first out for O'Toole there. And that brings Willie Mays, not who you want to see at the plate at a situation like this, but here he is nonetheless. O'Toole is even versus lefty and righty. Willie Mays is actually a little better versus righties, so he's -2 conglomerate here with O'Toole on the mound, so hopefully that will bode well for the Reds. Willie Mays singled and got as far as third in the first inning, but not able to score. So big at bat here in the third inning. That's a 3-8, and that's a single to left. So Frank Robinson has a 0 arm. Marischal runs at a 14. He wasn't being held, so he's 1-15. He will score. So I think we'll stop the other runners from advancing and keep Alou at second base, and the Giants are tied it up. So Marischal scores without a throw. Alou makes it into second. Willie Mays with his second single of the day. And first RBI. We got Orlando Cepeda. Doesn't get much better for O'Toole. Like I said, this Giant team seems to be the team to beat. So Cepeda, he singled in his first at bat. We got runners on first and second. Good speed, 16 and 17 with Alou and Willie Mays. So Cepeda, here is the pitch. That's a 1-7, and that's going to be trouble. So that's going to be hit in the gap. Nobody's going to get to that one. So Alou's going to score easy. Pinson chases it down. And Whitey Lockman is giving Willie Mays the green light, 1-16. He will score. Oh, gee. I think we're going to let him score. We're going to hold Cepeda to a double. And Cepeda with a big 2-run double put the Giants up 3-1. So before the opening game where the Reds lost 5-4, they had a 5-game winning streak going. But lost the first game of this one, and they're not off to a good start in the second game. So Orlando Cepeda clears the bases with a double. That brings up Harvey Keene. He struck out looking in his first at bat. Jim O'Toole running into some trouble here in the third. That's a 4-7, and he proceeds to walk another one. So it's his second walk issued today. Puts him on first and second, still just one away for Ed Bailey, who lined out to third. So lefty versus lefty here. Hopefully that will help Toole a little bit. 6-6, and it doesn't, as that's a 2-star single. The only hit, just about the only hit in the 6th column. The Giants found it. So 6-6, 15. That's going to score Cepeda and move Harvey Keene to third, and it's 4-1 Giants. So I thought we'd have a good pitching match here, but so far it's not turning into that. Giants up 4-1, runners on the corner. RBI for Ed Bailey, and that brings Davenport to the plate. So we're going to do the corners in, hope for a double play up the middle. The Reds have the bullpen going, and O'Toole's going to throw it in the dirt. Bounces away from Zimmerman. And that's going to be a wild pitch, and O'Toole is tired. So our bullpen is kind of tired. So Keene will score from third. That'll move Bailey to second on the wild pitch. And O'Toole has had a completely horrible day. So again, our bullpen is not very rested. Let's see what we got. Actually, we are. So they doing all right. Let's see. We got a lot of righties in the game. Brosnan is our closer, and Henry's kind of like a setup man / closer. Let's go with Hook. He's not a great pitcher, but he's good against righties. So that'll do it for O'Toole. Jim Hook comes into the game. Right-handed pitcher against, looks like he's got Davenport to deal with. All right, so that's it for O'Toole. Put him back in his place. So he's done well, but not today. There's Jay Hook. Again, he is 1-3 with a 8.53 ERA. Not a lot worse than his real life effort. So with all these righties, if they don't bring in lefties, he might have a shot. So Davenport struck out in his first at bat. Reds trying to stop the bleeding. That's a 5-7, and he strikes out. So he gets the first man he faces. Davenport strikes out for the second time as he whiffs on a curveball down low. And this will bring up Jose Pagan. So after he completes his at bat, the Giants will have batted around here in the third, and he is a clutch hitter. 1-7 and 2-10 turned to singles. That's a 3-10, and that's popped up and foul ground. Plenty of foul room here. Freeze will make it, and that'll do it for the Giants. So they score 5 runs on 4 hits. No errors. They leave 1 runner on. So we've played 3 here in Candlestick Park. The Giants have jumped out to a 5-1 lead. So Juan Marichal has been given a good lead here to see if he can hold. Looking for his 5th win of the season. Obviously, O'Toole's not going to win his 6th, or 7th rather. He'll start, Marichal will start with Frank Robinson, who lined out to third in his first at bat. So 1-11, and that's a slow roller to first base. Frank Robinson cues one off the end of the bat. Cepeda will grab it, and he will take it to the bag himself, 1 away. Gus Bell grounded out to second, his first at bat to lead off the second inning. That's a 3-7. That's lofted out to center field. Hayes will take a few steps to left and put it away for out number 2. Gordy Coleman, he hit his 7th home run, a solo shot back in the second to give the Reds a 1-run lead at the time. That's a 3-9, and that's hit hard, but right at shortstop Jose Pagan. And he will have plenty of time to get the slow-running Coleman. That'll do it for the Reds here in the 4th. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Reds down by 4. See if Hook can, again, he's not a great pitcher, but hopefully with all these righties in the lineups, he's a 9 righty favored, so hopefully he can hold him at bay here. So he'll start off with Juan Marichal, who walked and scored to lead off last inning. So 1-8, and that's hit hard, but right at the second baseman blasting game, 1 away. Felipe Alou singled and scored and flied out so far today. His brother Matty played center in game number 1, had a couple hits. So we got a 1-8-4, and that is hit deep. Got a 4 on the 20-sided die. And that's out to left field. Robinson will go to the wall, but he will just admire that one as well. And that's home run number 8 of the year for Felipe Alou, and the Giants are up 6-1. Joey Malfitano, 0 for 2. One of the few Giants not to have a good day at the plate. He gets a 1-8, and that's a fly ball to center field, hit on the line. Pinson was racing to right center field, and he will track it down. So Pinson good fielder out there. We'll track it down for out number 2. Willie Mays, a single twice with an RBI. That's his 29th RBI of the season. Gets a 2-10, and that's popped up on the infield. Blasting calls for it. The former Giant puts it away. That'll do it for the Giants, but they pick up another run on a solo shot by Felipe Alou. We go to the 5th inning. 6-1 San Francisco. The Reds have the work cut out for them here as we got 7, 8, and 9 due up here in the 5th. Freeze is flight out to center field. He gets a 4-9, and that's a single to right. So he slaps it the other way over the head of Amalfitano. Alou will play it on a couple bounces and throw it back in. The Reds get the leadoff runner on here in the 4th. So with us so far down, we're not going to try any stealing. So we'll see what Zimmerman can do here. He is a double play candidate, but hopefully he can avoid it in this at bat. That's a 5-3, and that's bounced back to the pitcher. We have a next chance, as we learned earlier. Marichal is a 323. He got a 3, so that's going to be a single, and 8. He doesn't make an error, so that's going to be an infield single for Zimmerman. The Reds get their first 2 runners on here in the 5th inning. So we're going to bring in a pinch hitter here for Hook. Jerry Lynch grabs the bat, warms up on the on-deck circle. Lynch is hitting .308 and 13 at-bats, got a couple RBIs. Put him here. Left-handed hitter. Pinch hit. He's a 12 runner. He gets on base. Big at bat here. Reds trying to get back in this one. That's a 3-7, and that's 3-7. That's hit hard down the line, down the first base line. It gets by Cepeda down into the corner. He pulls a fastball. Freeze will score easy. Zimmerman, they're going to hold him at third as he is a terribly slow runner. So, but that'll be an RBI double for Jerry Lynch. The Reds have narrowed the lead to 4. Still have nobody out. Runners on second and third. Lynch runs at a 12, so we're not going to pinch hit for him. Double RBI. So that'll bring Eddie Casco. He's singled and grounded out. The Giants are going to play the infield back, trying to get some outs here. That's a 6-10. That's a fly ball out to Willie Mays, who is a 1-8. So these are probably a good chance. That's not going to be good. So 15. So that's not even going to be deep enough to get him in. And he got a 8, 11, 14. So he's going to play it in shallow center field. And Zimmerman, not deep enough for him to score. So that's a big out there for Marichal. Good defense by Willie Mays. 1 away. Don Blasting game. We'll see what he can do. Giants still playing infield back. Blasting game is 1 for 2. That's a 3-3, and that's hit down to the the first baseman, Cepeda, and Zimmerman foolishly tries to score. Oh, actually he doesn't. Zimmerman holds up, thankfully, and Cepeda will toss to Marichal for out number 2. So I thought Zimmerman was going to go for it, but he did not. Cepeda Pinson, last chance here. Marichal got 2 big outs, and the Reds leave second and third still. Pinson has struck out twice today. Let's see if not been able to figure out Marichal so far. And that's a 2-8, and that's a ground ball to short. Pagan backhands it in the hole, sets and throws, and Marichal does a great job of getting out of a pickle there. Or the Reds do a crappy job of taking advantage of an opportunity. But anyway, 1 run on 3 hits, no errors. They leave on 2. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 6-2 Giants. So we've got to find us a new pitcher. Jay Hook was pinch hit for. Let's see who we got here. I'll go ahead and bring on. Let's see. The Reds tomorrow are in Los Angeles, but then Thursday they're off. It's like probably a rain, and then Friday they're back home against Chicago, and they've got 4 games in 3 days: Friday, Saturday, and a doubleheader on Sunday. So we need pitchers to go longer than O'Toole did today. Maybe I should have let him hit. Wanted to get some runs on the board, but it may not have been the best uses of the bullpen. So we're going to bring in Howie Nunn. Howie Nunn, the right-hander, is no record of 6.98 ERA. Going to have to get some innings out of him today. So Howie Nunn. Start off with Orlando Cepeda. Orlando Cepeda hit his 9th double back in the 3rd, and he singled as well, so he's having a good day at the plate. 359 for the year. That's a 3-8, and that's a fly ball to center field. Pinson will grab it, and out number 1 is recorded. So we finally got Cepeda, and Harvey Keene is struck out and walked and scored. 5-10, that's a single check, but that's a 16, so that will not be a single. I have it set for the only advanced thing I have on the computer is to have it distribute the outs, so those aren't always line outs or pop outs. So they have decided it's a ground ball to freeze at 3rd, and there's 2 away here in the 5th. Ed Bailey is singled in a run and lined out. 5-5, and that's hit out to left field on a line. Robinson takes a step to his right, grabs it for out number 3. So he hit it hard. But Robinson able to field it, and Howie Nunn retires the Giants in order. We go to the 6th. 6-2 Giants. Juan Marichal. We'll start with Frank Robinson here in the 6th. Robinson's 0 for 2 today. That's a 2-3. That's a home run chance, and that is deep. And he gets a lot of that one. That's down the line left field. Keene's going to watch it, and it gets over the fence. So how about that? Home run number 17 for Frank Robinson already this year. He is leading the NL in that category. The Reds played another one, 6-3. Frank Robinson's having a good year. So that brings up Gus Bell. He's 0 for 2 today. Marichal's given up 6 home runs on the year today. That's the second one today. 3-11, and that's a single check. We got a 4, and that's going to be just enough to get a single. So that one just ekes through the infield. Gus Bell is on first. Nobody out. So Gordy Coleman, he had a solo shot back in the 2nd. Now let's see. He doesn't have an automatic out. He does. So we're going to hope Coleman doesn't hit into double play. I don't want to run us out of a opportunity here. 5-2, 1-15 is a single, but he rolls an 18, so that's going to be a line out to 2nd. Hit it hard, but Amalfitano is able to spear it for out number 1. Brings up Gene Freese. He singled and scored and flied out. That's a 5-10. That's a single chance. That's a 6, and that's going to be enough. For righties, you need a 1-7. So the Reds getting a couple good rolls here on the ballpark single check. Ekes out another hit, and that'll move Bell to 2nd. He runs at a 14, so he's got some speed. Freezes a 14 as well. Reds got runners on 1st and 2nd. 1 away for Zimmerman, who was singled and grounded out to 1st. That's a 5-7, and that's trouble. That's going to be a 2-star single. So Marischal having a tough time holding on to the lead here as his ERA is ballooning. So that's going to be a 2-star single. He slaps it to right. Bell will score. Freeze will make it to third, and it is 6-4. I almost have to let none hit here. Guess I can kind of see it as the starting pitcher. He hits 250 and 8 at bats. He's a C bunter. See, Zimmerman he gets a lead, but he's automatically out, so he's not going to try that. Let's see, what do we do here? Let him hit away and hope for the best. Avoid a double play. He could try to bunt Zimmerman to second, but Nunn's not that great of a bunter, so I could pinch hit. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. We're going to tax the bullpen here a little bit. So we're going to bring in Wally Post. Well, let's bring in Leo Cardenas. We're going to let Leo Cardenas hit. He's a right-handed hitter. One away. Hopefully I won't regret this bullpen management later. But Leo Cardenas is hitting .221, 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. Runs at a 15 if he gets on base, so a big at bat here. Looks like the Giants are playing back for the double play. 2-8, and that's a 1-star single, so how about that? So that'll score Freeze. RBI number 8 for Cardenas. Zimmerman will stop at second, and the Reds have cut the lead down to 1. So not much of a pitcher's duel going on here today, but an entertaining game nonetheless. So Eddie Casco got the ducks on the pond, as they say. He's 1 for 3. The Giants obviously in double play depth. That's a 6-3. That's a left field X. Keene is a 3-4. See if he can get to this one. That's a 17, and he will. Got a 7, so he's going to track it down. Got a 7 on the air rating, so good defensive play by Keene. He gets it for out number 2. Runners have to hold. That brings up Blossingame. He is not a clutch hitter. Good pinch hit for Post here. Bring in Post. I think that's what I'm going to do, and then leave Cardenas in to play. He can go to short, and Casco can go to second. Let's see what Post while he Post his clutch rate. His clutch is. See, he's got a righty. There's 1-2, 112, 3-5, all turned to. That's not great. He's not a clutch hitter. Got Dick Gernert, who isn't either. His 2.9. He's still pretty good against righties. Let's see. I'm going to bring in Dick Gernert to pinch hit, and we'll let the pitcher go in his spot. All right. So that's it for Blossingame. Dick Gernert. Let's see, the 6th inning here. Right-handed hitter. Pinch hit. He's just a 9 runner, but we need him for his bat. So here we go, big at bat. That's a 3-6, and that's a 2-star single. So how about that? Strategy paid off. Gernert slaps it to right field, or up the middle rather. Zimmerman will score. Cardenas will race to third. And the Reds have tied it up with their 12th base hit. So the Giant manager is hanging with Marichal here. Can't blame him. Marichal's a good pitcher, but he's doesn't have it today, don't look like. Gernert with a single, an RBI, and that brings up Vada Pinson. Pinson's 0 for 3 today. They're going to let Marichal stay in there. Here we go. It's a 6-9, and that's trouble. Got a 16 on the 20, so that's hit into the gap. Pulls it, or hits it the opposite way to right center over the head of Mays. Cardenas will score. We got Gernert, 1-7. He will score. We got Robinson up next, so we're going to hold him at second. But we have taken the lead. Marichal is tired. So that's double number 11 of the year for Pinson. So boy, what an inning. That puts Gernert at second. Pinson doubles his 11th. Drives in a run, and we have batted around. Frank Robinson led off the inning with a home run, so I imagine the Giants are going to go to the pen finally. Oh, okay, so they're intentionally walking Robinson to get to Gus Bell. Their bullpen might be taxed too. See if they let him pitch to Bell here. Nope. Al Dark, the manager, is going to bring in Jim Duffalo. So that's it for Marichal, not able to hold on to that big lead. Duffalo is a right-handed pitcher, and he has one save with a 1.04 ERA. So again, neither pitcher able to get it done today. So Duffalo, there he is. Let's see what he can do here with Gus Bell. Gus Bell is 1 for 3. Bases jammed, 2 outs. Pinson with good speed at second base with a 17. So here we go. Giants trying to keep it from getting worse than it is. That's a 5-8, and he walks. How about that? Five, 8. Yep. Versus a lefty. He walks in a run. 8-6. So Gernert scores. Pinson to third. Walks in a run. And brings up Gordy Coleman. Coleman lined out for the first out of this inning. Gets a 3-7, and that's a fly ball to center field, and mercifully for the Giants, that'll do it. Willie Mays will track it down for out number 3. Sent up 12 hitters. We got 6 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. There were no errors. They left the bases loaded. And we got 6. So we got to get a pitcher here. So let's see. The Giants got a bunch of righties, so we'll go with Brosnan, our closer. Yeah. Hey, if we use him 4 innings, we're not going to be able to use him forever. The strategy worked off in bringing in the pinch hitter, but Howie Nunn could have used some more innings out of him. We've only got 3 pitchers who's not tired. Yeah. Let's bring in Henry. He's super heavy against lefties. See, I was going to bring in him there, and then I was going to put Casco at second. Cardenas at short. Okay. So Davenport is up. And the lefty Henry, again, I would like Brosnan, but I don't think we're going to get 4 innings out of him. So Bill Henry, he comes into the game with a 3-0 record with 1 save. He has a 0 ERA so far in 14 innings, so he has been very effective. Again, this isn't his ideal lineup he's facing, but we'll see how he does. If I can get a couple innings out of him and then get a couple out of Brosnan, we shouldn't tax our bullpen too bad, but we'll see. All right, Bill Henry will start against Davenport. Davenport has struck out twice, swinging both times. That's a 3-6, and he walks. So that's not how you want to get started. Putting the tying run at the plate with a walk. Jose Pagan is 0 for 2. They're holding on Davenport. We'll see if they try to steal or not. There, he's going to try to get a lead and just about picked off, not able to get the lead. Jose Pagan is 0 for 2. Strikeout and a foul out to third. 6-11, and that's a right field X. Bell is a 2-3 out there, so good chance he'll get to this one, hopefully, if we get a decent roll. Got a 13, so he will get to it. And an 11 on the air check. So Bell, with the good D, records out number 1. So that brings up Hobie Landreth, who they brought in a double switch. So Hobie Landreth is a lefty, which works out well for us. Catching. Get his card out here. I believe Hobie Landreth was a red back in the 50s, if I remember correctly. Runs at an 8, so he's hitting .250 with a couple RBIs this year. It's a 1-7, and he walks. Man, he needed that batter, but he walks him. Normally, Henry has pretty good control, but he doesn't seem to have it here early in the 6th. That brings up Felipe Alou. He's hit a home run, single, scored twice. Runners on first and second, 1 out. That's a 2-10, and that's a fly ball out to right field. Bell will chase it down in the right field corner. Out number 2. Joey Amalfitano is 0 for 2, or 0 for 3 rather. Steps in, right-handed hitter. He is a clutch hitter. His 2-6 turns to a single. And I can't find the stupid dice tray. 3-6. Oh, man, and that's trouble. Dad, burn it. 3-6. We've got a 4, so that is down. He puts that one down in the right field corner, and Bell won't get to that one. Davenport scores, Landreth scores, and Amalfitano ties it up with a triple. Man, I was hoping we could hold on to that lead with our bullpen, but it didn't happen. So 2 out, and Willie Mays at the plate. We don't have a lot of options, so Henry's going to have to face him. Mays is 2 for 3 with an RBI already. 5-8, that's a second base X. Casco, who is moved from short, is a 320 over there. He gets a 14, so he'll get to it, and no error. That'll do it for the Giants, but they tie it up. The bases emptying triple by Amalfitano. So that was 2 runs on a hit, no errors, a runner left. We've played 6 crazy innings here in San Francisco, and it's 8-8. I forgot a run there. Red scored 1 in the 5th. Keeping good track, am I? There we go. All right, so Duffalo still on the mound for the Giants. Knotted at 6. So Henry's ERA is shot up. So Freeze is 0 for 2, or Freezy, however you pronounce it. That's a 5-4 center field X. So Mays is definitely going to get to it, and if he doesn't make an error, that'll be out number 1. So 15, he tracks it down. Got a 9 on the error check. Out number 1. Zimmerman is 2 for 3 with a run scored. That's a 5-10. That's a catcher's X. Landreth is a 4-3, but there's nobody on base, so he'll probably get the out. That's a 1. That might be a single. Got an 11, so there's no error. That might be an infield single. Dribble in front of home. Landreth gets it, and he throws. An infield hit for Zimmerman. So he's got 3 hits today. Much better game than his last one. So that brings up Leo Cardenas. He singled in a run and scored. He pinched hit last inning. Let's see, Leo Cardenas. I think I put his card back. This one's hard to keep track of. Crazy one here in San Francisco on a Tuesday afternoon. So Leo Cardenas looking for another hit. That's a 2-9, and he whiffs. Swing and a miss. That's 2 away. Brings Casco to the plate. He's 1 for 4. 5-9, and that's a 2-star single. Needed a 1-4 to get a triple, which would have been great. We'll take the single. So 5-9, 16. So that'll move Zimmerman to third. He's running with 2 outs. That brings up the pitcher spot. running out of pinch hitters as it is. And Henry is a 0 batter. He only had 5 at bats. See who else we got. We need a lefty. Duffalo is super good against righties, and I don't have any more lefties on the bench. Man. Well, Wally Post, as we recall, is not a clutch hitter. Let's see what Chacon is. He actually is. That means I'd have to rely on Brosnan. I do have Bridges, who's not very good. He's decent against lefties. As we've seen, there's not many lefties in the Giant lineup. But after him, everybody else is tired. They're the starters. Elio Chacon. Actually, he's not a clutch hitter. His 2-2, 2-8, and 2-10 all turn to outs. Got Weisenut, Bob Schmidt, who's overperformed substantially. Again, Wally Post. Well, let's leave Henry in. Might get lucky. So that's Bill Henry Betts lefty. Need him to pitch, I'm afraid. So here we go. That's a 5-4. That's hit out to Willie Mays in center. X chance. As we've seen, Willie Mays is probably going to get to it. 15, 8 on the air, and he catches it for out number 3. No runs on a couple of hits. No errors. I turned that down a little bit. I don't know if that's copyrighted or not. It shouldn't be, but it might be, so I don't want to get flagged for that. No errors, and we left 2 on. So we go to the bottom of the 7th, 8-8. See if Bill Henry can fare better this inning. Okay, he's got all those righties, but again, our bullpen, there's not a lot of options. So our trivia question: of the following Dodger infielders, which was the last to remain in a Dodger uniform? Steve Garvey, Davey Lopes, Bill Russell, and Ron Say. I'm going to go with Bill Russell. And Bill Russell it is. So I win the prize. All right, Landis Cepeda steps in. He hit his 9th double back in this 3rd for a big 2 RBI double. He's got a single and flied out. He is tough versus lefties. That's a 5-6, but he proceeds to strike out. So Henry gets Cepeda here. Big first out of the 7th. Swing and a miss on a curveball. Missed that one by quite a bit. Bottom dropped out of that one. Good pitch by Henry. 1 away. Harvey King is 0 for 2 with a walk. Run scored. That's a 3-4. That's grounded down to the 3rd baseman. Sets and throws out number 2. Ed Bailey. Red Killer, 1 for 3 with an RBI today. Actually, it's Duffalo. Yeah, they put him in the double switch, and they're going to let him hit. They're probably having the same troubles we are with the pitchers. So Jim Duffalo is going to hit in the pitcher spot, or in the 7th spot, rather. So, wow, Duffalo can hit. 294, home run. So that's probably why they're leaving him in. So let's get our pitcher's card here so I know where I'm at. All right, so Duffalo. 4-5 on the pitcher's card, and he has in power 20. He just missed the home run. 1-17 would have been a bomb, but he got a 20, so that's going to be a double. 4-5. Red's got lucky on that 20-sider. So Duffalo with the double. That brings up Jim Davenport. With 2 outs, Duffalo runs at a 13 as well. Davenport's 0 for 2 with a run. He walked and scored back in the 6th. It's a 6-9. Ground ball to short X. Cardenas is a 3-18. We get a 2. Dad burn it. That's a 2-star single. A 4, so there's no error. But Cardenas not able to track it down. Duffalo will score from first, and the Giants have regained the lead. So Jim Davenport with a clutch single. Giants up 9-8. Jose Pagan. We're going to stick with Henry here. Davenport tries to get a lead. He's not able to. So Pagan, who's 0 for 3 today. 6-12. 1-6 is a single, so that's going to be road to 12. So that's a line out to short. That'll do it for the Giants. But they regain the lead. They get 1 run on 2 hits, leaving a runner on. We go to the top of the 8th. Reds down by 1. So they're keeping Duffalo in the game, obviously. He had that big double. Frank Robinson. Actually, Vada Pinson is up. I moved his card. There we go. So Vada Pinson has doubled in 4 plate appearances. That's a 5-8, and he proceeds to walk. Duffalo struggles mightily against the lefties. He holds at a -3, so he's good at that. So that's probably going to keep Pinson from trying to steal. Pinson does have good speed, but I'm going to let Frank Robinson, who hit his 17th and National League leading 17th home run last, or in the 6th rather. He was intentionally walked last at bat. So they're going to pitch to him here. That's a 6-10, and that's hit out to right field. Felipe Alou will get it for out number 1. Gus Bell has got a single. And walked and a run. Again, Duffalo struggles with the lefties, so hopefully we got him and Coleman up next. 6-4, that's a shortstop X. Pagan's got pretty good range. This might be trouble. Let's see, anything over and a 15 is a double play. He gets a 14, so it's not going to be a double play. Got a 13, just misses the error, so that'll be, he'll underhand it to Amalfitano at second. Pinson takes him out with a good slide, and Bell will be safe on the fielder's choice to keep the inning going. Coleman. So Coleman has a bomb today. Looking for number 2 here. So Duffalo doing a good job so far. 2-9, and that's a slow roller to the second baseman, Amalfitano, and he will sidearm it to Cepeda, and that'll do it for the Reds in the 8th. So I was hoping with those 2 lefties up we could take advantage of it, but we're not able to. No runs, no hits, no errors, runner left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. San Francisco Giants 9, Cincinnati Reds 8. So we got Bill Henry. So we'll let him for sure face Landreth here. Landreth has walked and scored. That's a 3-10. That's a singles check, but he got a 20, so that will not be a single. 3-10, I rolled a 20. Oop, did I look at the wrong thing here? Yeah, I sure did. Pagan was already hit, so 3-10 is a single. So I did look at the wrong one. And Bill Henry is tired. Of course he is. All right. So Landra scores, so I guess we're going to have to bring in Brosnan. So it's not really a save situation, but... let's see, where's the pitcher? Pitcher's batting second. Yeah, put him there. All right, so Jim Brosnan, right-handed pitcher. He's 1-0 with 6 saves. He's tied for the first place in that category, a 1.37 ERA. So that'll do it for Henry. So he lost his 0 ERA today. That brings up Brosnan. See if he can hold the lead here, or the deficit rather, to 1. So Philippe Blue has homered and singled in 4 at-bats. Brosnan holds at a -5, so he's good at holding on runners. 2-7 is a slow grounder to second baseman Casco. Won't be able to get Landreth, but he does fire on to first to get a Lou, out number 1. Joey Amalfitano had that big triple back in the 6th to tie up the game at 8 at the time. That's a 3-6, 1-7, it's gone, but he got a 10, so that's hit deep. 3-6. He just misses his first home run of the year. Robinson at the warning track pulls it in, and Landreth return to second. Out number 2. Willie Mays. So Willie Mays steps to the plate. He is 2 for 4 with an RBI. Runs scored. That's a 1-4 versus a righty. That's a single check, but he got an 18. So that will not be enough for a single here at Candlestick Park. We'll see what out the computer gives us. So that's actually going to be popped up on the infield. Cardenas will wave everybody off, and so Brosnan is able to keep the Giants in check. We go to the top of the 9th, 9-8. The Reds behind. So looks like they're going to try to go with Duffalo here. And he will start off with Gene Freese. He is 2 for 4, 2 singles, 2 runs scored. 1-2, and that's hit hard. But Davenport snares it, out number 1. Oh, turn the ambiance back up a little bit. It's a little hard to tell how that is on the recording. So Jerry Zimmerman, is 3 for 4. He's raised his average to 294. That's a 4-2. 1 to 5 is a single. He got a 10, so that's going to be another line out. So the Reds are hitting it hard, but right at people. That's 2 outs. That brings up Jose Cardenas is 1 for 2. Last chance here for the Reds. Or Leo Cardenas, that is, not Jose. Here's the pitch from Duffalo. 1-4, and he whiffs. So Duffalo does a heck of a job. A sharp breaking ball. Leo chases it out of the strike zone. And that is the game. So I'm going to look at the box score here. That'll do it here in Cincinnati. When I do the box score, it's probably going to mess up the screen a little bit, but I want to see what we got. All right, so Bill Henry takes the loss. He goes to 3-1, his first blown save of the year. His ERA goes from 0 to 172. The Reds are now 25-16, which is where they were exactly in real life at this point. The Giants improved to 24-17. Duffalo gets the win as he goes 3 1/3 innings, allows no runs, 2 hits, and he definitely was definitely one of the stars of the game for the Giants. The Reds still are in first place, 1 game ahead of the San Francisco Giants. We go to Los Angeles for just 1 game. Again, I think their Thursday must have been rained out or something, because they got 1 game in Los Angeles tomorrow, Wednesday the 31st, and then back to Cincinnati for four-game weekend with the Chicago Cubs, who are currently in last place in the National League. So hopefully we can make some hay there. Actually, it didn't mess up. Cool. So anyway, been enjoying this project. Again, it's been a month and 4 days, and I have just finished game number 41, so I'm trying to get a game a day in and settling on something, getting something complete. So we'll see how it goes. My track record's not great on that, but I really have got my goals set to try to finish this and get a season replay done. I've got a lot of things to play, and sometimes it can get distracting, and want to do this, that, and the other thing, but I'm really wanting to get some serious games, a project completed, and I love replays. That's why I'm the replay gamer. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that. As usual, any comments would be much appreciated, and I will see you next time.